You got 100 days in post. Has that flown by?
Yes, it's gone really quickly in some ways, but in other ways it feels like I've been here a lifetime.
You have an awful lot to get to grips with. Just tell us a little bit of sort of what you found walking into the club, which is starting to move in the direction, and how things have sort of evolved even in that relatively short space of time.
Well, an amazing football club. You know, this is a club rich in history, and you know, has a huge fan base, and you know, in Sharon and the board, and Football Ventures a great ownership group. So, you know, all the ingredients are there really, and I hope, you know, I certainly add to that. And you know, the first few months are just about listening and learning, and trying to implement and take action where appropriate. Not a radical approach to things, but just trying to drive efficiencies across the business and learn the Bolton way really. And you know, it's not about coming in and doing things because we've always done them or because we always want to do them. It's about doing things in the right way for Bolton Wanderers and taking a sensible and transparent approach to that.
New ownership in place relatively recently, with Sharon sort of leading saving the club almost. So important to pick up the baton that the work that's been put in place already, working very closely with Sharon, of course, and it's like a rebirth of a club, isn't it? Just sort of building on the momentum that's there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's, you know, Sharon and Football Ventures came in just over 2 years ago now, and you know, not to mention coming out of administration, but then a pandemic hit, so that's a hugely challenging football climate, and brought challenges from a financial point of view, and from an engagement point of view with supporters and with stakeholders. So it's been a really challenging 2 years, and you know, my appointment is I'm here to help, and I'm here to help drive the business forward and work with the board and work with the senior management team and Ian and Chris Markham on the football side, and just try and glue all that together and try and make quick, sensible decisions which inform progress.
I'm sure you've identified, again with the board, lots of areas for growth, and presumably that's what you're looking to expand on now as quickly as we can, but also in a sort of organic way, if you like, and don't try and go too fast, but grow the commercial side and the retail side, obviously in tandem with the football side. Yeah,
absolutely. I think, you know, we made some key appointments. So Steve Phillips joining as Chief Finance Officer, Mike Pink joining from Crystal Palace as Chief Commercial Officer. So they're significant steps forward for the club, and will help grow things commercially and drive efficiency across the business. Yourself joining us, Pete, as well as head of media, that's a massive role for us in terms of the comms and how we talk to our supporters and how we drive that content. So, you know, just bringing in good people who understand football and understand sport and can help take this club forward. I think it's looking at the staff base and looking at the processes and systems just to make sure we're as efficient as we can be, and that's work in progress. I think looking at the operations of the stadium, and hopefully the fans are having a good experience when they come to games, and we want to enhance that. And they would have seen some things we've implemented to date, and we can talk a little bit more about that shortly. And there's more to be done in that space. So, you know, opening our doors and having, you know, 16,000 here for the first home game of the season, then growing that up to 20 versus Rotherham, and you know, it's been great to see. So there's an awful lot to do, and it's almost trying to not take on too much, but try and focus on some of the key issues and how we can provide solutions for them quickly to improve the business.
And talking of fans, lifeblood of any club, of course, and you work closely with the supporters trust, you work very closely with them. I know there's all sorts of different supporter bodies out there, and everybody's just as important, but you've worked closely with the trust so far.
Yeah, formed a very good link with the supporters trust and meet with them on a monthly bi-weekly basis, so they've been very good in terms of engaging with them, and discussions have been really honest and open, and we're definitely on the same page. We all want the same thing. We want to engage with supporters in a really transparent way and be as open as we can, and listen to fans. So, you know, if you draw back on the first game of the season when we had some issues in the concourses around PDQ machines and queues, and we were a little bit behind the curve from a technology point of view, we've invested in that since then and addressed some of those issues. That's just one example. Really pleased to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Supporters Trust, which sets out the partnership and what that will look like. And discussions are really good, and we've got some exciting projects in the pipeline, one of which being the fan zone. So we're in discussions regarding creating a fan zone around the Stadium Bowl outside of Bolton Central, and that'll be a really engaging environment for families and for supporters to come in, enjoy the matchday experience, get here a little bit early take in the atmosphere and then go and take the seats. So that is work in progress, and we're hopefully going to bring something tangible and open something later on in the year.
Engaging with the town support is very important, and again the community side of it's been very important. I know that's changed a little bit in terms of their status, and very closely involved with the work that they're doing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, clubs like Bolton and Bolton Wanderers, we're a community club, and I know clubs throw that statement around, we're a community club, but we really are here. This is an historic institution. It's been here since 1877 in the town as Bolton Wanderers and a founder member of the Football League, and it'll always be here. It's part of the community, it's part of the town, and we have a great charity in Bolton Wanderers in the community who do great work, and very much embracing what they're doing, and Sharon and I are very engaged in their activities and understand what's going on, and we'll take that forward, and we'll continue to serve the town and serve the local community, and so we should. And they respond to us by coming and supporting the club and coming through the turnstiles.
First and foremost a football club though, and you came in just after the club had been promoted. A tremendous second half of the season, done really well under Ian Evatt. I know you work very closely obviously with the manager and Sharon to try and keep that momentum going. Football obviously a crucial part of the business, and it's going well at the moment.
Yeah, all roads lead to success on the football pitch. There's no doubt about that at any football club, and anybody who tells you otherwise is wrong. So delivering success on the pitch is critical to this football club, and we'll continue to support Ian in every way we can, and that's something I like to do on a week-to-week basis, and we'll do that within budget and in a sustainable way, but clearly investing and supporting the football side is absolutely critical to our success.
Yeah, investment the key, isn't it? I know you're trying to drive a successful business here, and that's more successful the business, more hopefully being invested in the football side.
I think the key thing there is being sustainable as a business. So we're trying to drive the club towards sustainability, and we're well on the road to doing that. That's not easy, and that's going to take us more time to get there, but that'll be a fantastic achievement when we do that. And then that will allow us to hopefully make some more positive decisions around where we can invest and what we can do on the football side.
In the short term, we've got a cracking local derby on Saturday. There's going to be superb support here. Is that the kind of day that people will see and say, this is not what Bolton are capable of, obviously bigger and better than this even, but it'll be a real sort of feel, I think, won't they? Another message, if you like, that there's a big football club here, a big fan base behind it, and the team going places. Yeah,
there's a huge game for us on Saturday in a local derby, and something the fans are looking forward to, and we're looking forward to it, and we'll do our very best to put on a spectacle and serve those supporters throughout the various areas of the stadium, and it can be really exciting for everybody. It just goes to show the power of football and the size of this football club. It never ceases to amaze me when I turn up here on a match day or turn up to an event or to work on a day-to-day basis, and you look at this stadium and you think, oh my gosh, this is a Premier League infrastructure we have here, and we have a fantastic arena to play football in, and we're really looking forward to Saturday.
Just lastly then, just 100 days in some respects, but you've worked very closely with Sharon in that time and with Ian. How do you see the future? I mean, this club has had a very difficult recent past, fantastic history just before that and going back a long time. How do you see the future of the club?
Well, I think while I've been here, it's been remarkable really, working with Sharon and the board and Ian and his staff, what's been achieved here over the last couple of years. 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, this club was in administration. It was close to not existing. So to be sat here today, talking about sustainability and talking about competing in the upper parts of League One is a huge positive for the town and the club. I think in Sharon, and I don't say this lightly, probably the best chair I've certainly worked with and for, and I think we're in a very special place as a club to move it forward. Ian and his staff and the players are doing a phenomenal job on the pitch, and they have our full support, and we're here to help that process and help provide them with the tools to keep doing well, and we'll see where that takes us.